Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular mystery reading number 693. Before getting into this reading, chances are that most of the people watching this video are not subscribed, so if you are a reoccurring viewer, you enjoy my work and would like to help support the growth of my channel, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. My current goal is 500 subscribers so I can have access to offering channel memberships. So if you do decide to subscribe and support my channel, thank you very much. And one more thing before we get into this reading, if you are interested in a little bit of a free mystery reading or some free mystery messages, check the description box down below. Okay, so interesting. Let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and show you this card. It's the Ace of Cups in reverse. In reverse, it says emptiness, waste, blockage. In the upright, it says new love, overflowing emotions, creativity. And I'm also feeling some self-expression here, some communication. But when it's in reverse, someone here is closed off emotionally, and it's important to get yourself to a state where you can be open again emotionally. Someone here could be dealing with depression or numbness, and it's important that you focus on understanding why, so that way you can protect yourself from those more destructive feelings. Remember that whatever you invest in will grow. So if you invest in growth, self-growth, it'll manifest growth and progress in your life. But if you invest in decay, it will show within and outside of you. There's a real strong focus here on a choice about growth and decay, self-love and self-destruction. Let's go ahead and get into interpreting number 693. This number is interesting for me because the first thing I want to mention is it has the numbers 3, 6, and 9 in it. That could be a significant number combination for somebody. But starting with interpreting the number 6, it's about unconditional love, inside or outside of yourself. It can also represent the devil energy, an unhealthy attachment, whether it's a certain way of thinking and feeling or something outside of yourself, like a relationship. The devil energy, there could also be potential here. This doesn't have to resonate for everybody, but there's potential here for someone to focus on letting something or someone go for their highest good, but also not ignoring their feelings and their passion. Just giving themselves a healthy avenue around it. I'm getting this message about grief, like how there's some forms of grief, particularly strong, I want to say, where it's more about learning to live with it rather than trying to change it. And I do agree with that to some extent. I feel like an ebb and flow here. It was even in my actions, because since I have ADHD and I'm very energetic, sometimes I sway back and forth. So there's an ebb and flow type of feeling, flowing between allowing yourself to feel and express and to just be how you are, and also allowing yourself, to move to learning and growth and closure. Loss is a very hard thing to deal with, no matter what form it comes in. Grief definitely does not discriminate. And we all deserve the space, the love, and the care, and the grace to process grief. And we need to make sure that we give it to ourselves, no matter what it takes, I want to say. But also, know your limits. Number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. So of course there is so much purpose in self-love, self-care, focusing on your physical health, your mental health, taking care of yourself, because it's much bigger than you. Whenever you create stability inside and out for yourself, you contribute to creating stability on a greater, more collective level. There's a lot of potential in self-love. Self-destruction makes us think we have control, but really we're not communicating with the universe in a way that the universe understands. So maybe it is important for somebody to look into how they communicate with the universe, to, instead of, actions that are not healthy for you, use your inner voice, use prayer. Speak with intention towards the universe, your spirit guides. I mean, for me, I was Christian as a very young child, so I'm no stranger to praying. So when I got into the spiritual stuff, when I got older and was no longer religious, speaking with the universe was something that I just kind of knew, because I've done it before. But if you haven't done it before, I think what could be helpful for someone is learning how to pray, and then you might understand what I mean when I say pray with intention if you don't already. There is purpose in the loss and the grief, though. It's that yin and yang type of symbol meaning. Maybe you should look that up. But if there's always light in the dark, a silver lining, but there's also always dark in the light. Too much light can be a bad thing. There needs to be a balance between darkness and light, between your ego and your soul. I want to say, especially when it comes to self-expression. The number 3 is about communication and self-expression. It's also about healing and growing, investing in growth, choosing growth rather than decay. We, as a collective, have so much potential to make this world so much more of a beautiful place, a heaven on earth, if you will. It just starts with us, one person at a time, creating our own, inner peace or inner heaven, inner haven, whatever, or, so that way we can manifest that in our lives and give ourselves the stability that we need and that we deserve to express our passion in a way that is constructive, that not only serves us, but also the community, whatever community might be significant for you. So definitely there's encouragement here to grow, to express yourself, to embrace self-love and the wisdom that comes with it, not only about yourself but also about the world. Remember that your inner world, your external world is a mirror to your inner world. It's important to know that sometimes your answers are going to come from within. It's going to be about believing in yourself and trusting yourself, being your own leader, and maybe leading other people. I do believe we all lead each other in different ways. So we all can be a follower too. It's like, it's cool to be the student, but it's also cool to be the teacher. You know, there could be a significant romantic relationship here for someone, but there definitely doesn't have to be. I'm going to start adding up this number now. 6 plus 9 is 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. And of course, we've already established that 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. I think what could be a strong driver for you to invest in healing and self-love is knowing that it's much bigger than you, that it's only one piece of a puzzle. I love that analogy so much. Let me think here. I'm also feeling like number 8 type of energy, which for me is about letting go, knowing how truly connected we actually are. That makes me think of energy can not be created nor destroyed, only transformed. So that could be a very deep message for somebody. I'm a big believer in trusting that everything happens for a reason, or everybody happens for a reason. We're all here. We exist for a reason. And I'm feeling like I'm being reminded of this thing that I might have watched where someone was like, well, what if life was just about being here to just be and to enjoy? So, like, literally, like, why we have so much power and potential to create the world, to make the world a better place. It just starts with one person at a time. I strongly recommend you look into the Lao-Tzu prayer if you don't know what I'm talking about already. It's spelled Lao-Tsu prayer. It's a thing that means a lot to me, and it's interesting. There's a little bit of a synchronicity here with prayer. If you are communicating with the universe and your spirit guides, keep doing that. If you're not, I think your spirit guides want you to learn how to communicate with them. And if you're interested, I encourage you to look into that, because they might have some really cool things to share with you. Okay, so I'm going to start wrapping up this reading by drawing out a card from the Secrets of Tarot deck made by Hinkler Books. I'm going to use this to look at your current situation and what guidance there is for you, maybe in particular how it relates to unconditional love, maybe the devil energy, purpose, and self-expression, healing. Oh, oh, we love to see this card. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have the Star card. Politics could be significant for someone. I just got a news notification on my phone, that's why I'm saying that. Or like the news. And I just heard La Notizia, which means the news in Italian. And so someone's ancestors might be encouraging someone to get more involved with the news or politics or that sort of thing. But definitely don't take that if it doesn't resonate. I don't know if I already showed it, but we do have the Star card. It says a possible rebirth in the upright, and in reverse it says discouragement, insecurity, no, I think it says relief. That's what I wrote. The author wrote, brightness, hope could bring excesses, so be careful not to become too greedy. There's also the number 17 in this card. In numerology, the number 17 is associated with, or no, 1 plus 7 is 8, and 8 is associated with letting go. I already said the number 8 before. The color purple feels significant for someone, whether it's the movie or like the actual color. I think there's a lot to say about this card and about this energy. Let's start with the number 17 and the number 8. Interesting how that already came through, just confirmation here that there is something that needs to be let go. And I think it's understanding how truly connected we all are that's going to help you do that, knowing that this isn't the end of more. You can still have more in life. You just can't close yourself off to it. The star energy is an amazing energy. And I see the number 12 on the timer. I have been seeing that a lot lately. If you didn't already know, 1 plus 2 is 3. And of course, 3 and 693 is being emphasized here too. Healing and purpose seem to be significant, and expressing yourself. This makes me really feel like whoever is watching this, you have a story to tell, and you won't understand the whole story or how to express it fully until you understand your own story. The color purple can also be linked to a very like psychic, spiritual type of energy. So you could be a psychic or be trying to develop your gifts, or the universe, your spirit guides want that for you, or they're guiding you in that direction, especially if trusting that everything happens for a reason is not enough for you. It's still important to trust that, but you can know more, in my opinion, through healing and exploring this spirituality at the same time. The stars here really seem to be getting my attention. The star card is associated with the zodiac sign of Aquarius. It is an air sign. I am also an Aquarius. The age of Aquarius, this could be a significant period for you spiritually. I think it's a significant period for a lot of people. I mean, have you seen the things going on in the world, and you know, even in our own countries? It's a lot. There's a lot of change going on. If you do feel hopeful, optimistic, that's a good sign. You're going in the right direction for sure. But if you don't feel that way, you should. Maybe not, you know, as fast as you'd like, as soon as you'd like. Maybe things might not feel as normal as soon as you'd like, but they will eventually. For me personally, it helps to reduce loss to a change. It's simply just a change in life, because the only constant in life is change. It helps me personally to tell myself that nothing is ever guaranteed. Nothing is ever forever. There's a beginning and an ending to everything. All good things do have to come to an end, unfortunately. But we can reduce the amount of times that happens. Someone might feel like a sense of trauma with this. It's important that you do heal that, or hear that, listen to it, pay attention to it if you haven't already. I also felt drawn to the white bird here, because it's reminding me of in a recent reading when I talked about an olive branch, extending an olive branch, forgiveness and communication. There could be a relationship here or an opportunity that has the potential to be revived, to start again, to start anew. It doesn't have to be about love. It could be about anything. It could even be about something going on within yourself. It could be simply just about restoring hope in yourself and your dreams and the universe and possibilities. It's important to be optimistic because it's limiting if we're not. I'm kind of looking out this window and my vision just focused on a dog that's looking through the fence. For me, dogs symbolize loyalty. Whenever they bark, it means something else. But I do feel you're being called to be loyal to your healing, your self-love, self-care, spiritual journey, because you deserve it, and the world really, really needs it. And I'm being reminded of Shrek, where it goes really, really, really. It's a funny scene, but really. I do feel called to talk about the number 17, like the numbers on their own. I don't usually feel called to, but the number 1 is about trusting yourself, and the number 7 is about wisdom. Trust what you are learning, how you are evolving and transforming, whether it's happening on the inside or the outside or both. You know, they're connected, in my opinion. I do feel called to the water in this imagery as well. There was a period when water energy was quite strong. There's something here that is going to be very emotionally healing for you, and it could just be simply about taking care of yourself in the way that you deserve, repairing that relationship with yourself, or it could be a relationship with another person, it could be a job opportunity, I don't know. It could be whatever resonates for you, so only take it if it resonates. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. This is, like I said earlier, could bring excesses. This instantly made me think of the Temperance card in tarot, which I've been getting visions and feeling that energy lately. There's good excess and there's bad excess. Good excess is just what we call that abundance, but bad excess is greed and indulgence. Excess that's not good for us, that's not healthy for us, that devilish temptation type of energy. So interesting that that's coming through. And I do feel the number 6 could be significant. All the numbers have been pointed out in 693 throughout this reading. So that's pretty crazy. Definitely pay attention to the messages with that number if it really resonated for you. I think it's also important to acknowledge that change isn't always a bad thing, or it isn't always challenging. Yes, it can make us a little anxious, but it shouldn't. Maybe there's a situation here that shouldn't be this hard, or you're trying to heal and it shouldn't be that hard. And I'm really feeling called to the white in this imagery in general. White for me represents purity. Restoring yourself back to a hopeful, curious mindset like you were at some point as a child. Life does hit different as an adult. That is true. It's definitely true, but we can work with it. We can manage it. It all just, all it takes is understanding our worth, what we deserve, being willing to stand up for that, and fostering the courage to do it. Practice, practice, practice feels like a significant phrase here. The more you invest in something, the more that you do something, the better and stronger it will get. And this can apply in many ways, like fitness or improving a skill. What do you want to grow? What do you need to grow inside and out? That feels like a really important focus here, especially because there is an opportunity for growth that will either restore your hope or affirm the hope that you have already worked so hard to create within yourself that has gotten you as far as you have gotten. You know, give yourself a pat on the back. This is a really nice, beautiful, light-filled energy for someone, and I really, really do encourage you to embrace it, to embrace change for the better, whether it's changing your perspective on it or just, I don't know. I think it's important to accept that change is the only constant in life, because then it helps us stay adaptable and open-minded, and ultimately open to making decisions that will help us grow in the long run. You know, it might take some short-term sacrifices, but those sacrifices should be worth it. This brings me back, if I haven't, did I talk about already your choices? Your choices really do matter, and whoever needs to hear it, you should be proud of yourself for how much accountability that you actually do hold yourself down for. I don't really know how to say that, but someone has a strong sense of accountability for themselves, and you know, other people around you might not recognize it or might undermine it, but that doesn't mean you don't deserve the recognition for it. So, talking about the number 6 again, embrace self-love, this restoring hope. Whatever it is, it's going to take some self-love. So, embrace it.